Do you think that the existing ETS scheme will effectively ensure a CO2 reduction?
Well, for WWF, we have seen the emissions trading system in Europe evolving over the last year, but unfortunately it's still not delivering what it actually should, and that means a long-term decarbonization within Europe. By 2050 we need to aim for about 95% of emission reductions, and at the current pace the emissions trading system will not deliver on this. While it has set a carbon price which is important in Europe, it will not help us yet to reach these long-term decarbonization goals.
Do you think that the current ETS system lacks credibility?
I think the ETS needs to be improved on several points. For example, the focus should be on domestic, internal European emission reductions instead of relying heavily on offset mechanisms such as the clean development mechanism, which often does not deliver real emission reductions for the atmosphere. And as a second point, we also need to increase the scarcity of emission allowances in the emissions trading system, because since the economic downturn there has been a large surplus of emission allowances that came to existence under the emissions trading system, so that needs fixing as well.
So, as a part of that, do you think that the set-aside proposals that have been put forward by some bodies are relevant?
There's definitely a need under the ETS to make sure that it is in the longer term aligned with other policy instruments such as energy efficiency. For example, if we are reducing emissions also in energy intensive industries because of efficiency legislation, the emissions trading system would need to be adjusted accordingly. This could be done through a set aside of emission allowances, but the important thing is that we aim for a permanent fix and not for a temporary fix where we are not sure that these emission allowances can be put back into the market at a certain point. That would be not the idea.
And finally, do you think that ETS should be extended to road transport, maritime transport, rail transport?
Well, the emissions trading system now covers about 11,000 installations in Europe, which are easy to monitor and to track. It would be practically not feasible to put road transport under an emissions trading system. This would be very heavy to administer on administration level, etc. But of course we do need international maritime and aviation transport to put also under a carbon price, preferably at global level.